Alright guys, we are playing right now. We're going to be starting the single player just right about now. And of course we're going to be chaotic.
Used to be when people talked about the end of the world, we locked them up or laughed them off. Sometimes both, but we never took them seriously. Maybe we should have. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Better to start at the beginning with the abduction of Desmond Miles, my son.
Oh, we finally meet his father.
He had no ambition, no direction, no plans for the future. What he did have was a heritage, one he chose to deny. It nearly cost him his life.
That's some great animation. Look at the quality in that.
Captured and imprisoned. Those who took him believed he could help them find something. The apple. One of several artifacts we call follies. Bits of ancient technology scattered across the globe. Some hidden, some found, all of them dangerous. Most are held by a single group, the same group that now had Desmond. You know them as Abstergo Industries. We know them as the Templars, as the enemy. We've been fighting them for thousands of years, even longer if you believe the stories of their origins. I do. After all, I've seen the truth. That's the beauty and the horror of the animus. A device that allows us to enter and experience the lives of our ancestors. It holds the power to change everything, to show us history the way it really happened. Up until its creation, to the victor when the spoils, when the truth. We're trying to fix that, to free minds and bodies both. But there's only so much that we can do, and the Templars have the upper hand these days. But something larger than the assassins and Templars is approaching, bigger than all of us. And if we can't find a way to stop it, these next few weeks will probably be our last. Everyone's last. In the end, it all comes down to him. To Desmond. Through the animus, he discovered his heritage, explored the lives of his ancestors, and uncovered their secrets. When that was done, he trained. He used another ancestor to provide decades of experience in the span of a few days. It worked. We think. We hope. Soon, though, soon we'll know. That ominous date fast approaches. December
the Mayan thing.
2012. None of us knows what it'll bring, only that this is where they want us to be when it does. They've been guiding us in their own fractured, frustrating way. These voices from the first civilization, the ones who came before, a precursor race of immense power and uncertain motives. They're the ones who made the pieces of Eden. This is where they've led him, and through him, us. He stands at the entrance to this long-lost place, armed with the knowledge of Altair and the abilities of Ezio. He holds in his hands the apple of Eden, and we stand at his side, ready to support him, however we can. His name is Desmond Miles, and he has brought us to the end.
I'm really curious as to how this is all going to roll out, because we met his father, and we assume his father used the animus as well. So he too knows the heritage. Maybe he didn't go through and learn the abilities, though, and hence Desmond is needed. Or the animus wasn't fully completed by the time his father came through.
We're here. Let's go.
I've got a little glow stick on the left. Wonder what the actual controls are. I haven't learned them yet. They'll do the little tutorial thing. That intro seemed very much like it was garnered towards the uninitiated, as it were. That is pretty wicked.
In another moment, down went Alice after it, never once considering how in the world she was to get out again.
Doesn't look like Desmond's really much for helping out with the heavy lifting. What is with all the jumping? It's where we're going to set up shop. It looks like a nice plateau out there. Ooh, we're going in.
I think we're here.
The voice actors really didn't mark the pauses that are in the script, it looks like. I lost my glow stick. That's not cool. Jump, interact. Where's the run? Or is there no run? Interact? Is that my run thing? Space, left button. Alright, we'll just keep going. Guess I can't run in this form. We'll wait until we get into the next one. Whoa. What is that? Another key, huh? That is gorgeous.
The key. You must find the key.
Son? Sir.
Ooh.
Here we go again.
It's time to enter the animus.
Do you hear us?
Yeah. What happened?
The temple triggered a bleeding effect. You collapsed and entered into a fugue state.
So naturally, you dropped me into the animus instead of, I don't know, making sure I was okay?
A little wobbly, are we?
You weren't in any danger. Besides, the temple appeared to be communicating with you, and I didn't want to risk severing the connection. At least not until we knew what it wanted.
Right. Of course.
Son,
No, it's fine. I get it. And I know what I'm looking for, by the way. It's a key. Just no idea where it is, though. Guess that's why she triggered the bleeding effect.
She?
Juno, Dad. She's talking to me.
Okay, Desmond. While you were visiting Constantinople, we picked up a software update for the Animus. I'd like to run a couple of quick tests, make sure there aren't any major issues.
All right. What do you need me to do?
We'll start simple. Walk to the marker over there.
There's my run. Woo!
Okay, Desmond. Let's practice climbing on these objects. Run your way through this little obstacle course. That's the constraint. These are optional objectives that raise your synchronization rate. All right, Desmond. Follow the on-screen instructions and kill the 2 Templars.
They're already taking a little while to die.
All you have to do here is jump the gap.
Did I do that wrong? It said jump. There we go. Little space bar button here and there. Just gets us going. Alright, so what are we doing? Jump in here. Ooh, big jump. And another one. And I think we're done.
Synchronization levels look good now. We should be able to build the world. Time to find out what the temple wants from you.
And we're in the revolutionary days again. This attire is pretty awesome. Should do that for Halloween one day. Guess I can't walk to the left yet.
Sir, everything all right, sir?
Yes, fine. I'm just preoccupied, that's all.
Don't forget your invitation. Master Bert will be meeting you inside.
Thank you.
Where shall I retrieve you once you're done?
Front of the Opera House. And be quick about it. Don't expect to be here long.
I'll bring her round at once.
This world really is taking its merry time building. Diddly performance. Suppose I'll start the first one.
Invitation, please. Shall I take your coat, sir?
I'm rude. How do I check my email?
Ladies and gentlemen, you are requested to kindly find your seats.
How does one check your email? Notification center. So, where do I check my email? So, just really checking out. Ezio Auditore da Firenze. master assassin during the Italian Renaissance, as well as being the inheritor to the mysterious ability of eagle vision and one of your ancestors. Ezio was something of a playboy in his teenage years, but his life changed in 1476 when his father and brothers were arrested and executed for treason. Ezio tried to save them, but the evidence clearing their names mysteriously disappeared in the hands of a family friend. Instead, they were hanged as Ezio looked on. Ezio fled with his mother and sister to Monteregione, where he sought refuge with his uncle Mario Auditore. While Ezio had originally intended to continue on and settle in Spain, Mario had other ideas. He was the leader of the Italian assassin brotherhood and spent the next several years training Ezio and convincing him to help fight the Templars responsible for the deaths of his father and brothers. Ezio spent the next decade assassinating his way through the Templar ranks, eventually cornering the Templar Grand Master Rodrigo Borgia in Venice in 1487. Borgia got away, but Ezio was able to recover an Apple of Eden and was formally inducted into the Assassin Order. After several setbacks over the next few years, Ezio traveled to Rome in 1499 to confront Rodrigo, who by then had become Pope Alexander VI. After defeating Rodrigo, but sparing his life, Ezio opened a hidden vault under the Sistine Chapel. There he discovered a message left by the first civilization, warning of a catastrophe that would threaten to wipe out humanity. Yes, that would be the one we're facing right now. Over the next 20 years or so, Ezio worked at strengthening the Italian Assassin Brotherhood and fighting the Templars, which is sort of what we do. One of his greatest accomplishments would be discovering a hidden library belonging to Altair, hidden under the former assassin stronghold at Masyaf, and containing another message from the first civilization. He retired from the Brotherhood shortly thereafter, which is what we call ending on a high note. He was terrific at jumping, too. Ezio died in Florence in 1524. Altair bin Lahad, or something like that. Altair was born into the Assassin Brotherhood in the stronghold of Masyaf. His early life wasn't a happy one. His mother died during childbirth. Then, when he was a young boy, his father was killed during the first siege of Masyaf. Shortly thereafter, the assassin he died to save committed suicide in front of the 11-year-old Altair. With his parents gone, Altair looked to Al-Mualim, the then mentor of the order, as a father figure. Al-Mualim recognized Altair's potential and took on his training personally. Altair reached the rank of Master Assassin by the age of 25, an unheard of accomplishment. If there was an assassin book of records, there'd probably be a picture of this fellow on the front. Altair was one of the best fighters in assassin history, with an arrogance to match. After a disastrous mission in 1191, in which he broke the creed and very nearly let an Apple of Eden fall into Templar hands, Altair was sent back down to novice rank and forced to begin again. As part of his rehabilitation, he was responsible for taking out the major players in the Templar Order at the time, including Grand Master Robert de Sable. Tragically, in the end he was also forced to kill Al-Mualim, who turned out to be both a Templar, corrupted by the influence of the Apple. After his mentor's death, Altair took control of the Order, turning it into the secret and world-spanning organization it is today. One of the things that made Altair such a deadly assassin was something we now call eagle vision, a kind of sixth sense inherited from the first civilization. It allowed him to read his enemies and surroundings in a way that goes beyond what the human eye can see. Of course, you'll know more about that than me. I can't believe I just typed that. Because it's in your blood, and that's part of why you're here. But let's be honest. You knew you weren't here because of my enduring affection or my warm and passionate cuddles. By the way, this was written by the programmer in the group, if you were interested as to the language. Sean Hastings, our current player. There's the guy who actually wrote it, I think. Sean Hastings is one of the few members of the Assassins who wasn't raised to join the Order. He was recruited as a teenager after his investigations into Abstergo Industries made him a target for the Templars. Hastings has a gift for organization, and as such, the Assassins would be lost without him. With his talent for making connections between historical events, he's widely regarded as the most intelligent person in the Order. You can tell he wrote this by himself, by the way. And widely regarded as the most intelligent person in the Order, I mean he is the most intelligent person in the Order. You may think he's an arrogant bastard, but that's only because he's smarter than you and less likable. And like a less than able teenage girl, you find yourself not yet secure enough to move past your inherent and powerful feelings of joyless jealousy and simply appreciate me for who I am. Oh good, you're actually reading these. I was beginning to wonder if I was wasting my time. Because you know how much I love wasting my time. Now, make me some tea, would you? Thanks, Sean. Jerk. Alright, maybe this is the email we got. You might hear this referred to as Covent Garden, which it faces, or the Royal Opera House, which it later became. However, this is the original Theatre Royal building, opened in 1732, destroyed by a fire in 1808. It will be rebuilt, then destroyed again by fire in 1857, and then almost completely renovated in the 1990s. They installed a smoke detector this time. The original theater lineup was varied, containing ballet, operas, even acrobatics. Many of Handel's operas opened here, right up until his death in 1759. It's just a little bit of history about the... Let's see... But the building was mainly used for presenting plays, at least for the first 100 years. Exclusive rights to perform spoken drama in London. Yeah, kings could do that. Though they would just be on me. That's pretty much my sentiments as well. But let's just go... Nope. It's going to be the Royal Opera House again. Yeah, screw that. First civilization has led Desmond Miles and his allies here in order to prevent a massive solar flare that threatens all life on the planet. Now they just need to figure out how to do it. Desmond's ancestral memories appear to hold the answers. By the way, a solar flare would be really devastating for our planet. Anything unshielded would be just completely screwed. Oh, we just check that out. Screw that.
Let me know if he's willing. I've always room for another
I'm going to find my seat now.
Good evening, sir. This way, please.
My apologies.
Stepping on toes was the thing back in the day, too.
Evening, Haytham.
Reginald?
I can't tell you how happy I was to hear they'd mounted this revival. Gay's best work by far. Have you seen it before?
Once. My father brought me here as a child. Though I remember little of it. I don't suppose tonight will afford me the luxury of a proper viewing either.
No, I'm afraid it won't.
Ah, they missed an
On to
M.
business then. Do you see him?
We're still in London, I suppose. As the Royal Theatre thing said.
The stairs are watched. We'll need to find another way up.
Getting a little foreshadowing. A ladder.
I already have.
So we have to go up the ladder and then figure out a way around. So let's get up.
1,000 pardons. My apologies.
Sit down, buddy. So, oh, come on, camera. You can do better than that. Reginald Birch. Really quick, we'll see what he does. Completion 2%, and I've only been here about 6 seconds. Reginald Birch was a London merchant, the son of another London merchant, who conveniently enough also had the last name Birch. It seems this is one of those hard to put your finger on things that ran in the family. Birch started business for himself at an early age. By the time he was in his mid-20s, he already owned several merchant ships, mainly dealing with the tea trade to the American colonies. That's pretty good going, seeing as by the time most people are in their mid-20s, they don't even own a shirt. I have him as part owner of the Providence, among others. Later in life, Birch also owned several businesses in and around London. He was a member of White's, which is a posh gentleman's club in London, and a generally well-known and respected man about town. They were introduced at White's while Haytham was still quite young. Birch would eventually take over Haytham's education, tutoring him while on a tour of Europe in the 1730s. From what we've seen in the Animus, their friendship continued into adulthood, with them working together as members of the Assassins. Good to know, buddy. You shitting me? I gotta go around into the public. This is new. I believe nobody sees me. Bored kid. This guy's got the fingers of a freaking beast. Now we are across the balcony from the other guy. And nobody saw. Find the way backstage. How does one pick a lock? Apparently my mouse is at way too much dots per inch to be able to do that effectively very quickly. So we'll have to practice that in the future. When it changes the direction, you just simply wiggle left and right. Let's give him some booze.
Haytham. You should have come to me. We would have found another way.
Yes. But then you would have known. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. As am I.
This little kid saw me do it. Can we recruit that kid? A little look in from the ladies. not take it fast. We don't want to arouse suspicion.
Come on, please!
That man there! Seize him!
But I've done no wrong. I swear. Any weapons?
I beg your pardon. Did you notice anyone?
Hey, fighting for me.
His friend, there is no danger!
There is no danger.
This does get your heart rate pumping, even though you hope you're not going to be spotted.
It happened right in that balcony. What are those men doing in there?
His friend, there is no danger! Imbecile!
Where are you going?
I know where I'm going. I'm going out of this bloody theatre is what I'm doing. Hey, fella, you push me? Don't push me.
I need to get out!
Get on here. You search down there. Very well.
Find anyone, give a shout!
Everybody's wearing a frickin' wig. Oh, the world. What's the world doing? Why is it all fragmented and stuff?
And how was the old
Rather dull, truth be told.
Shall we be off then?
Aye. To Fleet and Bride.
By your command.
Thanks, buddy. Wonder what those crude markings are. And why everything just changed very drastically.
Fascinating. Gentlemen, I hold in my hand a key. And if this book is to be believed, it will open the doors of a storehouse built by those who came before.
Ah, yes. Those who ruled, reigned, and vanished from the world. Do we know what it is that to be held within?
It could contain certain knowledge, perhaps a weapon, or something as yet unknown, unfathomable in its construction and purpose. It could be any of these things, or none of them. They are still an enigma, these precursors. But of one thing I am certain. Whatever waits behind those doors shall prove a great boon to us all.
Or our enemies, should they find it first.
They won't. You've seen to that.
I assume you know where this storehouse is?
Ah, Mr. Harrison.
Gentlemen,
How fare your calculations?
I believe the site lies somewhere within this region.
That's a lot of ground to cover.
My apologies. Were that I could be more accurate.
That's all right. It suffices for a start. And that is why we've called you here, Master Kenway. We'd like for you to travel to America, locate the storehouse, and take possession of its contents.
I'm yours to command, although a job of this magnitude will require more than just myself.
Of course. Upon this paper are the names of 5 men sympathetic to our cause. Each is also uniquely suited to aid you in your endeavor. With them at your side,
Charles
you
Lee,
want for nothing.
William Johnson.
Well, then I'd best be on my way.
I knew our faith in you was not misplaced. We booked you passage to Boston. Your ship leaves at dawn. Go forth, Haytham, and bring honor to us all.
Sequence 1 completed. 100 of 100. Full synchronization. Assassinate your target in the Albrights. I'd rather not replay that. Did I miss the 3 months of travel? I guess not. Day 2. I love ship songs. Almost every one of them is awesome. Not much to do back in those days except for write, read, and ponder. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to restart the stream, and we will be returning in just one moment, folks.